The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Online entertainment.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
The people that know more about me know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Whether it's the NoDQ Galaxy, the Jeff Meacham Network, the ATW Crew, Indie Force, or anything related to For the Win Productions, the gears of wrestling keep on turning, and we are here to give our thoughts, previews, and predictions. Good day to you all, and welcome to our panel for this week's Simply Predicting. Evolution is part of life, and so is growth and development. Who will rise to the occasion, claim history, settle a disagreement, and who will be in the spotlight with the richest prize of the Knockouts division? This and so much more as we once again come together and discuss and predict this time Impact Wrestling's latest Impact Plus monthly special, Emergence. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another Simply Predicting panel. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand and the voice of the JMN, and my name is Noel Foster. With me this time is a triple threat of people. We have Christopher Rods and James Hebert at JHebertSide95. Of course, my color analyst in all things non-WWE, and the guy that participates in all the predictions leagues, and one of the fellow horsemen of predictions. Shout out to Mark Griffin and Jeff Chadwick, who aren't here as I continue to work you all. Daniel, thank you for first off being in the chat. We also do want to send our condolences out to everybody affected by the latest passing of the TV legend and game show icon that is Bob Barker, who always encourage and remind you, have your pet spayed and neutered, help control the pet population. A good-hearted fellow that could kick your ass, trained by Chuck Norris, and forever, the price was right with him and that wired microphone. R.I.P. Bob Barker. Before we get into tonight's festivities, Chris, James, good to see you again. Chris, good to see you once again, as you alluded to in our pre-show. How you feel about Impact Wrestling Emergence?
I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward to this show. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch this show tomorrow because I'll be watching the biggest wrestling show in history. I'll be watching AEW All In tomorrow. So I'll keep updates with Emergence tomorrow night. I'm just looking forward to it. And I want to give a shout out to Jerry Slaughter. Happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, yes, indeed. Happy birthday to Mr. Impact Wrestling, I like to call. Hell, Jerry. Jerry Slaughter, have a wonderful birthday, my friend. Please follow the General at General_JSJ. You can, of course, find it on the X or Twitter, as I still call it. And please follow his group, Armbar. That's all capitals, ARMBAR. Exclamation point. Don't forget it. I have got to update that graphic. I apologize. But thank you for that, Chris. And it's good to see you once again. And Daniel, thank you as always for participating. Rihan Ahmed, thank you as always for your support too. James, good to see you. I know this is only the first part of our, what they call it, Tres de Noche, or triple threat of a Saturday night, if we're going to put it in wrestling terms, because I know we got more to do after this, and we'll get a brief break. But how you feeling about Impact Wrestling Emergence?
Feeling pretty good. It's a crazy weekend, and it's about to be another crazy weekend after this. It's going to be wild. I feel good. Feeling good.
And you knew that you would.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, good deal. Let's shout out.
By the way, it's all in at 10 a.m. Eastern. I thought it was 12.
So, again, for those that don't know, Sunday will be a full-on multiverse of media all day. spectacle of events. And yes, AEW All in London will kick off with their 0 hour at noon. But it wouldn't surprise me if we do a pre-show here on the WWE Media. So we might literally be part of this thing at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because you have to discuss the pay-per-view. And by the way, when I say we, I mean you, JJ, and Jeff James, because I won't be home from church till 12:30. So I'll be coming in JR style ahead of the actual pay-per-view live. So y'all have fun with that. So please stay tuned, folks, to the Multiverse Media to give you a pre-show, and head into All In with the 0 hour with them too. And I'll see you guys main pay-per-view time. And also, of course, me and James will be calling in for Impact Wrestling Emergence, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. So without further ado, gentlemen, let's get right into it. So, folks, again, this is Impact Wrestling Emergence, and the only way you can see this if you are, of course, part of the Insiders at Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel. It's their next monthly Impact Plus special ahead of their next pay-per-view, Bound for Glory, and their big milestone, which we also will call here very soon, Impact Wrestling 1000. More details are to come for that as well. But yes, we are here to talk about Impact Wrestling Emergence. And of course, it will be headlined by the Knockouts World Championships. We'll talk about more here later. If y'all want to get a glimpse of what Impact Wrestling is all about, I encourage you to check out the Countdown to Emergence. And that's when we will be going live as well. That'll be Sunday, August 27th, basically tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll probably start 15 minutes prior to discuss some of the matches if we don't cut off our feed after the Open Mic Night Brunch following All In, based on how me and James's voice are, because we are crazy. All right, so we got 2 matches here for the countdown. Before we get into the matches, though, I also want to give a shout out to those that filled out the form so far, as everybody's opinions matter too. You can find the form on the X, on Team Impact, on Facebook, in the comments down below after this video goes off the air, and under my community tab too. Shout outs include but not limited to Birthday Man Jerry. We got Benji, Colin, Charlene, Big_Space, best name ever, Alistair Kiefer, Atomic Cody, Kimberly, David Gonzalez, Gary Rossetti, Hakeem Fullerton, and of course, James. Good on you. All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about our first match here, but we'll see if a couple of good hands can defy Joe Hendry and Yuya working as a team as we have tag team action kicking things off. As Joe Hendry and Yuya, who have been working as a team now for 4 whole weeks, looking to show how well they can coexist better than a couple of good hands. Of course, I'm talking about Jason Hotch and John Schuyler. If these two, again, are going to go after the Impact World Tag Team Championships, they need all the momentum they could get. And this is their true first tag team outing, just the 2 of them. So I'm going to kick things off and simply say, because I know you all are going to say the same thing, I believe in Joe Hendry and Uya Uemura, and I believe that they will win this match on the countdown. I have Joe Hendry and Uya winning. Before we move on, as we do now, instead of predicting reformat, I will open up the panel to discussion if there is a disagreement. Otherwise, we'll move forward. So right now, speak your voice. If you have a different idea in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Very good, very good. All right, let's take a look at the poll here real quick. What? Y'all are crazy. 50-50? Who the heck are the half that don't believe in Joe Hendry? Blasphemy!
50-50 over the good hands.
What?
What?
Okay, somebody here is not reading. Somebody here is not following Impact Wrestling, but all right, you all go with what you want. As always, I encourage this to change, and you guys have till 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night to make them final. But okay, I cannot believe that's not 100%. That shocks me. All right, let's go ahead and move things forward here. And Chris, let's get your thoughts towards this as former Dark Order. Alan Angels goes one-on-one against Speedball Mike Bailey. And for those that don't know, Speedball Mike Bailey will be involved in the triple threat for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Ticking Time Bomb Hiromu Takahashi and Leo Rush after the events that transpired at the Multiverse United 2, for whom the bell tolls. So, Chris, what's your thoughts on this? Let's call it what it is. Singles exhibition. We haven't seen Alan Angels since he got wake-up called by Heath, and I honestly wonder if that's on the back of his mind. And might I add, these two formerly went one-on-one with Speedball Mike Bailey was the X-Division champion. Alan Angels lost, and that was his Impact Wrestling debut.
Well, this is going to be a fun match to get us started on the countdown. Daniel says Team Hendry for the win. We all believe in Joe Hendry after he lost his digital media championship.
Why must you remind me of that?
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Damn it. Because Continue.
But I know you guys said that Mike Bailey is involved in a triple threat match with two other superstars, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Leo Rush. I think they're going to give it to Mike Bailey to get him the momentum heading into the triple threat match coming up.
Yep.
Okay, and I actually agree here. So this match we are all unanimous on, which I'm not surprised. And yeah, and it's one of those things where Hiromu Takahashi. I know the names are similar, Chris, so I'm not going to botch trying.
This,
Japanese names.
Hiromu Takahashi.
Exactly, versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Two totally
Tanahashi, Takahashi, Takamichiro. Too many T's.
Too many T's.
Tomato is still the same thing.
No, in this case, no, they're not, because they're two different people. Anyway,
Yes.
not that they're trying to get scientific. More people.
One is Hines and one is Hunts. You know.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's see here. We got 9 people for Speedball Mike Bailey. 5 people think Out Angels might surprise us, and honestly, you might think that Out Angels might need this win. So we'll have to see. Shout out to the Renegade, JJ Williams, Fall Kazakh Studios folks in the chat. Poor Mike Bailey went from being the MVP of WrestleMania weekend to being on the Countdown show. To be fair, JJ, he's been up and down and all around the entire wrestling industry, whether it's Countdown, Main Event, pay-per-view, you name it. At this point, Mike Bailey is just continuing to prove why he is one of the hardest workers in the entire industry this year with his match quality and quantity. I'm pretty sure he and Masha Slammers are in a competition between themselves to see who's crazier and can wrestle the most matches within a short span of time by the end of 2023. Just saying.
It's like that Peter Griffin Family Guy skit with front of the bus, back of the bus. You guys are doing great with the people that are of a certain color. It's essentially the same way you're saying it. Like Speedball, look at you, Countdown, Main Event, middle of the card, all over and up and down the industry. You're doing great.
Hey, you're being booked. It's as simple as that.
That is
all right. All right. Well, good stuff, guys. We are unanimous so far for those matches. Let's go ahead and keep running down this card as we now go into the main pay-per-view. How dare you? Blasphemy!
Hey, you're supposed to believe in Joe Hendry. You made a promise.
Yeah, about to say. Believe that he's better than the Countdown show. They also buy the shirt. I don't market myself, but they market me.
Yeah, he's been on the Countdown show for way too long, by the way. Like, all joking aside, like, is he gonna be on the main card at some point?
Maybe Bound for Glory. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know, honestly.
They need to come up with an Impact Wrestling Countdown Championship and just give it to Joe Hendry.
That is the Digital Media Championship. What do you mean?
Wait a minute, it is?
Yes,
yeah, it's supposed to be on all digital platforms. It's supposed to be on everything.
And to be fair, this Impact Wrestling show is on digital platforms, so the fact that the Digital Media Championship is on the main card actually makes sense. And you know what? The hell of it. Why don't we talk about it? Because I'm going to let James have fun with this one, because just look at this graphic. I kid you not, James. This is what's happening. I'm just going to shut up.
What the hell's this graphic? Wait, why is it? Wait. Why is the font in Comic Sans?
Because it's Johnny Swinger that made it.
Wait, this is a real graphic?
Yes, straight off Impact Wrestling's website. So, let me go ahead and give James a bit of background, because I know he's going to follow Impact Wrestling. I think I just broke his brain. Ladies and gentlemen, your eyes do not deceive you. Johnny Swinger, a guy from the 80s, and somehow still relevant in 2023, is going after the Digital Media Championship after getting one of his only wins ever in Impact Wrestling against Zicky Dice and recently pinning Sheldon Jean on BTI. This is a legitimate championship match after Kenny King successfully defended his title against Yoshinobu Kanemaru at the Multiverse United 2.
Well, so Sheldon Jean is no Trick Williams. That's all I'll say. By the way, holy shit, what a match. By the way, what a match. I have to completely sub-tangent, but what an effing match between him and Ilya Dragunov. That was outstanding. Outstanding match.
Go check out our watch along, folks, with me and Jay to call on his birthday for NXT Heatwave. But Trick Williams, he's definitely got potential. He definitely could ball with the best of them. So I'm very curious to see what's ahead. Dattila, good to see you. You should be part of the fun here, Dattila. Hope to see you now on Might Night. This is the biggest match of Johnny Spears' career. That is accurate. Nathan Banks, good to see you too. Before I give it to James, I think I broke his brain. Let's see what some people are saying here. Because guess what, James? It's not unanimous. There are 2 people that think Johnny Swinger could beat Kenny King. The rest believe in Kenny King. It's 12-2. So, James, what's your thoughts on this Digital Media Championship match on the main card of this digital, not pay-per-view, but Impact Plus Buffy special?
Hi, sorry. Repeat that. Somebody had to call me, of course.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to get your thoughts on this Digital Media Championship match.
Oh, my thoughts. Comic Sans. That's my thoughts. No, Kenny King's
God.
Kenny King's winning. I mean, come on. There's no doubt at this point. I mean, are we really gonna have any disagreement? I swear, if there are people that pick Johnny Swinger, we got some problems.
Who is
Wait,
even
why?
Johnny Swinger
Why?
anyway?
Wait, why? JJ!
JJ picked Johnny Swinger.
Oh God,
Why?
no.
He just won the belt, didn't he?
He did win a belt on IPWF. If that means anything. Oh God, I'm sorry.
Kenny King wins.
Yeah, I'm going with Kenny Kings.
Okay, so we're
I think
in unanimous agreement.
I think, for the sake of sanity, we're gonna say Kenny King, and plus, Jim wants revenge against Johnny Swinger, and Johnny Swinger, not like has a second to counter that. So yeah, I think we're all gonna go with Kenny King.
So is
The
like
fact
Johnny Swinger a face now? Like
He's been a face, yes. Because I really like the swingman, daddy. Oh my gosh.
he is the most annoying piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, well, people are. Go ahead. Yeah, people are people. So what are they gonna be? All right, let's go ahead and see anything else here. Kenny King retains thanks to Ziggy Dice showing up. I mean, he got squashed in freaking Ring of Honor, so I mean, I guess you could have.
Why isn't Ziggy Dice teaming with Johnny Swinger? They're the same fucking 80s gimmick.
Because they had a match where Lose Leads Impact Wrestling and Johnny Swinger won. But also, JJ here with a little bit of fat. On the real, 100% here. I've always liked the dude, going back to his days with Simon Diamond and ECW. The real ECW. Damn it. Not 2006.
All right,
and
yeah,
that is accurate.
fair.
Hey, 2023. If you can still stay in this industry since the original ECW died, that's got to count for something.
Well, I mean, Impact is just ECW now, but
Damn. All right.
to a degree. I mean, am I wrong?
He's out of line, but he's not wrong. All right. Let's go ahead and switch gears here to a more serious match. And I'll take this one because Toledo represent. But then again, are you for the subculture? Because the Impact World Tag Team Championships are on the line after the Rascals beat Sammy Callahan and Rich Swann in a tag team tournament a couple weeks ago on Impact Wrestling. It's the Rascals. I'm talking about Trey Miguel representing the 419 and Zachary Wentz going after the Impact World Tag Team Championships against Subculture with Danny Luna in the corner. I'm, of course, about the Mod Fodder, Flashback and Webster, and the guy that's ready to fly all around, Mark Andrews. And Subculture's been defending these titles all up and down the UK throughout their Attack Pro Wrestling promotion. But we know the Rascals will do anything, and I mean anything, to make sure they get the advantage and win these titles. It's one of those things, though, where Subculture shot the hell out of all of us. I'm just going to say that for the record. I don't think a lot of people had Subculture, except for Jerry Slaughter, maybe, for the win at Slammiversary. But since then, they proved that they are dedicated fighting champions. They had a great classic against the Motion Machine Guns even prior to this. And the ABC fell short against them, too. For me, I think Subculture is around for a longer haul in Impact Wrestling. And I do think Subculture will retain. I think it's going to be a very game match. And with Danny Luna there, that might be the counterpoint to the spray paint in the face. I think that the chance will retain, though. I think they're going to have a bigger match set for them at Bound for Glory. Won't be against the Grizzly Young Vets, unfortunately. Damn it! But still, I think it's for the Subculture right now. Betterment that they have the Impact World Tag Team Championship. Subculture for the win. Does anybody have a counter argument or a disagreement?
Nope. Not a single
Do you
person.
guys think Subculture is like a transition champion?
No.
Not at all. That's why I think they're going to retain here. Again, they just won them at Slammiversary.
With the Rascals, they just came out of nowhere with Trey Miguel. And does he go by Nash Carter now in Impact Wrestling?
No, Zachary Wentz, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Zachary Wentz.
his original name in Impact Wrestling back when they had the Treehouse and the Rascals were a trio. Of course, Wes Lee is still in NXT.
I will just say, good for him.
Fair
I'm
enough.
glad he's back.
What is the poll saying on who's going to win this?
Let's take a look, shall we? It looks like 10-4 in favor of the champs retaining. It's Subculture with 70% of the vote versus Rascals with about 30% of the vote.
I'm just going to say Subculture is going to retain.
All right. That seemed pretty simple. And again, you do wonder with this tag team division. I mean, you got Good Hands, you got ABC. I think Rich Swann and Simi Callahan still want another chance. You wonder if people might form a tag team with somebody. You wonder the design might maybe go after these at some point. And what other team could be formed, in the Impact Wrestling roster? We just saw Moose and Eddie Edwards beat friggin' TMDK at the Multiverse United 2. And honestly, based on what happens with Eddie Edwards at Killer Kowalski's school against Frank Kazarian, that very well could be the next way Eddie Edwards goes. Who knows? Maybe Moose can actually work with somebody. Can they coexist? I can't believe I just said that. All right. Sorry, not sorry. Let's go ahead and give Chris the head for this match, as I was just talking about the design and the designer looking to basically purge Impact Wrestling of the biggest flaw he ever designed. So here we go, because say yes to no DQ, but also this is a no DQ match. Good luck, Chris. It's no disqualification with Diener of the design with Khan in the corner, and the returning back from the dead and back from an opportunity he took, but it just wasn't for him. Back home, Eric Young. If y'all didn't see Outside the Ropes, by the way, with Ton Hannigan and Eric Young in that in-depth discussion, you need to. So, Chris, bottom line, Eric Young is trying to basically purge his past, and he's trying to correct the mistakes. One of the mistakes he made was Diener. He said his own words. So we talk about the design being flawed. Will the designer finally end his greatest miscreation? Or does Diener finally put away the past once and for all and make sure Eric Young stays 6 feet under?
Well, this is going to be a good match. Eric Young, he just returned to Impact Wrestling, and personally, I'm kind of upset that he didn't come back. He left WWE and he returned back to Impact, and I understand it all comes down to business and where the money lies at. So I personally believe with Eric Young just returning, I think they're going to give Eric Young the win here tomorrow night at Emergence. So I'm going with Eric Young for the win.
All right, that's fair. Again, we saw Eric Young return, Team Canada, not singing it, not copyright, at Slammiversary, and he and Scott D'Amore got the win. But since then, Diener has basically been putting in the antidote, that's his finisher, folks, into Eric Young every chance he could get, and sitting on his throne of violence, for he is violence. So at this point, I do think at this point right now, design is flawed, and Eric Young needs to basically destroy it once and for all. And it looks like a lot of people agree with you, Chris. 10 out of the 14 so far picked Eric Young, while 4 picked Diener. And Dattila and JJ are also going with Eric Young. James, do you agree with the consensus?
I do not. I actually am going with Diener to win via heel shenanigans.
Well, it is no disqualification. He has that army of violence, so that's a fair point. So you think Diener needs to get? So you think Diener's and Eric Young still need to continue this?
Yeah, I do. I don't necessarily think they need to, but I think they're going to, at least until Bound for Glory. I think they're going to blow the feud off at Bound for Glory.
I'm just waiting for Khan to develop a conscience like Alan Angels and turn his back on his handler. So that's a fair point. But also, let's keep in mind here, the next one before Bound for Glory is the other Impact Multiplex special after, I think, Impact Wrestling 1000, which we will, of course, call, and that is Victory Road. Last year at Victory Road, they ended that show with a friggin' triple threat barbed wire massacre. So honestly, with how violent we know these two can get, they very well might be going towards a path with that. No DQ might just be the first step. So I don't think James is too far off, but I do think Eric Young needs to get the win here because he has not gotten the better design since they won that tag match at Slammiversary. A little bit of counter booking. And Eric Young even said he has done everything in Impact Wrestling, but there's still so much he can do. For a guy that's done everything, but still can flex with anything, Eric Young knows he still has more to do in Impact Wrestling. So I'm very curious if this is the first step towards other things. I don't know, bigger things, but other things for him. So I'm actually going with Eric Young for the win as well. So, James, you're in the minority.
That's fair. I'm fine with being in the minority. I just have a feeling they're gonna continue the feud.
I mean, you know, again, it's
That'd
a fair
be cool.
argument.
That'd be cool, Zero. I like that idea.
Same. Give me Hammerstone in friggin' Impact Wrestling against Josh.
Hammerstone versus Moose. Let's go.
That too. I like that a lot. That too. All right, James. Well, you're a guy that loves to do retro watch-alongs and callbacks with your buddies and Owen Finch. Check out Wrestling Fortunes Full as part of their production. So let's go ahead and get your thoughts on Killer Kowalski and two of his students that are going back to school to sell the score once and for all. And yes, Casey Gallagher, they literally are going back to Killer Kowalski school to sell this, no wives included. Eddie Edwards, Frank Kazarian, get it done once for all. Back to school match. That is literally what they're calling it, because they are going to wrestle this in Massachusetts at Killer Kowalski School, where it all began for them. We have seen how much this escalated and the factors that have come into play, and basically the unfortunate circumstances that happened, including Alicia Edwards getting whacked with a kendo stick. But honestly, most people said that was long overdue. You deserve it. And since then, Frank Kazarian literally said, I didn't want her to get involved in this. I didn't want her to be, you know, injured, quote unquote, from this. That's why I made sure Tracy Brooks didn't go after her, because Tracy Brooks hasn't wrestled in years. You want to get this out? Let's do it. Me and you, one-on-one, no seconds, no turning back. You want to honor Killer Kowalski, two Kowalski students selling it better as rivals than tag team partners? Then let's do where it all began. Back to school. So that being said, James, what's your thoughts on this match? And who do you got winning when class is dismissed?
Simply put, giving it to Frankie. I feel like he needs to win to blow off the feud, and he needs to move on from this. I like how they're innovating it. I just think Frankie Kazarian, he needs another shot at the Impact World title, and I think he'll win it at Bound for Glory eventually. So
you're almost saying Frank Kazarian could use this to maybe win and call his shot at Bound for Glory, similar to like how they do that gauntlet.
Yep.
Well, that's fair. Coolest guy ever, as Jade alluded to. Frankie the Future Kazarian is going to take this, and you're saying the future host Frank Kazarian maybe being Impact World Champion. All right, then. Before we move on, Chris, do you agree with James, or do you think Eddie Edwards has a chance?
I'm going with Frankie Kazarian, and can I change my pick on an early match that we talked about?
Of course.
I'm changing my pick.
Because you know the forms when you make it official.
Yeah. I'm changing my pick on the Impact Tag Team Championship match. I'm actually going with the Rascals to win because I feel they're building towards them versus ABC.
Fair point, because ABC still thinks the good hands were paid off to cost the tournament. But as far as this goes, honoring Killer Kowalski with how much honor we've done this week with Terry Funk, Bray Wyatt, and I'm just going to say it for real, best TV game show host of all time, Bob Barker, R.I.P. So yeah, I look at this match and I think, again, Eddie Edwards, he's already been Impact World Champion. They've traded videos, they've traded losses. Alicia Edwards got a candlestick to the head. Tracy Brooks doesn't have to be involved in this any further. She's not an in-ring competitor. Frank Kazarian was right to make sure this didn't devolve into a one-on-one or a mixed tag team match. With all due respect.
Yeah.
Last time Tracy Brooks got physical with a man, Bobby Roode, that did not end well, if you all remember that story.
Unfortunately, I do. But it was fun. It was a fun story.
And we haven't seen Bobby Roode on television for WWE in a long time.
Well, rumor has it he might be a producer, but the it factor won't be glorious again until I see him as champion, but I might as well just move on from the past. And speaking of moving on from the past, both men need to do that. And I do think Frank Kazarian deserves to be, like Alex Shelley finally did it, Impact World Champion. If Alex Shelley could do it after 20 years, I think Frank Kazarian, now coming back here to affirm his legacy and bring this company to the stratosphere, can definitely do it. Honestly, Frank Kazarian and Alex Shelley, book that as the match that Frank Kazarian might win the championship. There, I said it. And don't do it via call your shot, because I think Frank Kazarian wants to prove that he deserves to be champion by being the absolute best at his best. Impact Wrestling is one of the strongest when it comes to the presentation of the Impact World Championship and those that fight for it, champion or challenger. So that honestly might be the Impact World Championship match of the year or the match waiting to happen. In order for that to happen, I agree with you all. I think Kazarian does need to win this. I'm just very curious how this will work being back to school. Because again, being back to school, what are they going to do? Are they just going to literally keep it in the mat where they train? Are they going to use stuff in the facility? How much do they honor the teachings of Killer Kowalski or even use some moves they might have learned from him that we really haven't seen lately? So again, I do think Kazarian, though, deserves this.
I feel like there should be like a textbook spot. Like, imagine there's a crowd there. We want textbooks.
Yeah, so
like they just bop each other over the head.
So they grab a textbook after reading and just whack each other.
We want blinders.
All right, let's not get crazy here.
Is this match going to be happening live, or are they going to like pre-recorded?
That's a good question. I would think because it's not literally at the venue, they'd probably be pre-recording it. Because again, Impact Wrestling Emergence is in Toronto. Steve Macklin should win the Call Your Shot Gauntlet Battle for. That's a fair shout because James is still shot how short his one was. But no one can deny that Alex Shelley came up with the perfect game plan and deserved the win after 20 years. And also Dattila is going with Kazarian as well. All right. Dattila, if you want to be on this, by the way, just let us know, and I'll be happy to bring you into the fold, all right? Let's see here. So more people are going for Kazarian. It's 11-3 in favor of, you guessed it, the future. I guess we'll see soon enough who is the future of Impact Wrestling out of these two. Veterans, locker room leaders of generations. But yeah, Kazarian for the win.
Do you think they're... Sorry if I cut you off there.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
With this back-to-school match, can you guys see maybe a teacher like teaching a class of some sort with students and knowing later Frankie Kazarian and Eddie Edwards break down a door and fight it out while the students are in the classroom? Can you see like that happening, or no, not really?
Oh, possibly. It's like Dustin Rhodes Academy Showcases. The students are there at ringside, not only seeing what's happening, but they're also encouraging it. So I could definitely see that because, again, the school still is in session and you can enroll in it. I just don't know who necessarily runs it at this point. But yeah, I could definitely see that. I don't think it's going to be basically an empty building match to answer your question. I don't think it's going to be that at all. All right. Let's go ahead and move on from there to, here we go. Let's see. That was Chris that led this one off. Hey, James, you ready to have some fun? Because we may not be calling the time Markova versus Camille. By the way, Camille for the win. But I think we all can call a winner for this and appreciate women's tag team wrestling because there's at least one person we all can appreciate in this. And you know, for me, it's the killer. Playtime or experimenting, you tell me. What the hell is she meant by that? Look at this match, folks. Fatal four-way for the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. We got MK Ultra, Monster Slavis, and Killer Kelly. We got the Shot Tourages, Shavana Evans with Java Del in the corner, led by the Crimson Diva herself, Michelle Shaw. We got the former Knockouts World Tag Team Champions in the Coven, Kylie King and Taylor Wilde. And we got the sick Death Dolls in Jessica and Courtney Rush. And simply put, each team plead a case that they deserve a chance at the gold. But what did Killer Kelly do? She said, on behalf of Masha in translation, we'll take them all. The only preview up to this point, we saw a triple threat where Killer Kelly was basically dismissed for her height. How dare you? And she got the better of Jessica and Savannah Evans in a triple threat momentum match. And in their latest promo, please go back and watch that. That was interesting. She said now that she has these titles, they can finally run some experiments. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think Killer Kelly's toys last very long when she was a child, and I don't think they do still, whatever you want to call the toys at this point. That being said, James, Fatal 4-Way, Knockouts, World Tag Team Championship action. MK Ultra did just win the titles, but they don't want to be about to sit here to lose it. And each of these teams, they all have a strong motivation to get these straps. And truth be told, the Shell Shaw has yet to be a champion in Impact Wrestling. So that being said, does the Shell Shaw finally get some gold in her spotlight, or does MK Ultra prove why they are right now the force to be reckoned with in the Knockouts Tag division?
Wait, I'm going next. Is this me?
Yes, I'm sorry if I overwhelmed your brain, and this graphic overwhelming your brain too. You're heading off.
Well, you need to. Well, hold on, because I'm not on. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
James, wake up.
Hold on. No, we have a problem. Okay.
You
Killer
said
Kelly,
we have a
Nazi
problem with
Slamovich.
versus James Hubert.
Listen, I like that you guys get freaky, but I was only kidding when I mentioned that they may do something similar to Xavier Woods and Page. Don't do it. I was kidding.
James!
I was kidding.
Stop trying
You're
to
the one
write
who
a
said experiments.
Oh God.
Like what else is anybody supposed to think? That's my point.
Manipulation? How about manipulation? Trying to manipulate the
What do
field?
you mean? What experiments are they talking about? They make it very
I don't know.
vague.
Killer Kelly said, "I'm just escalating the
I don't
message."
I don't like how they just leave it to the imagination. Don't be vague. Just be.
This is Killer Kelly we're talking about. Actions speak louder than words.
I'm sure actions speak louder than words. I'm sure they do.
The fact that Killer
Anyway.
Kelly can tell a story about barely speaking, that's phenomenal. Anyway,
Yes,
come on,
you can.
James, pick a winner.
MK Ultra. I mean, they're not losing the belts this quick. I know they've done that before. They did it with the last Fatal 4-Way. They ain't winning. I'm sorry, they ain't losing. They ain't losing the belts. They retaining. I picked MK Ultra.
Okay, see, that wasn't so tough.
No.
Oh God.
It's just very. It threw me off. What I don't know what those experiments are, and I'm scared.
I dare you to ask Killer Kelly yourself, and she responds with an answer or just subtly tells you, wait and see.
I prefer to keep my teeth intact. Thank you very much.
Fair point, she would knock you the F out.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Let's see here. And an overwhelming 93% agree with you, James, that MK Ultra, for those that don't know MK Ultra, it's not Mortal Kombat, but you might as well put these both in Mortal Kombat. It's Much Slavis and Killer Kelly that basically raised their game level. MK Ultra for the win, 93%, 13 out of the 14 picked. All right, Chris, are you the one that picked the Death Dolls? Who picked the Death Dolls here?
I didn't even send the form in yet, but I'm going with MK Ultra for the win. And personally, I feel Impact Wrestling is booking a pretty good women's tag team division than WWE is.
Newsflash, duh. Anyway,
And now here's Ollie Williams with the Black U Weather forecast.
It's raining sideways.
I'm at the wrong airport.
Thanks, Ollie. And what do we got about Killer Kelly? She's hot and red. All right, let's move on.
That is very accurate.
Again, there's a certain aura that comes into the building when Killer Kelly enters the premises. All right. And Attila and I, again, working as a team, speaking coherently. Of course, we mentioned Impact books the women the best. Because they do. Do I have to go on my rant last night again?
If you have to pick which women's division you like the best, is it WWE, Impact, or AEW?
Impact,
but that's come on.
I mean, really, is that a real question? I want Stat Boy. Hey, Stat Boy, if you hear me, I want you to get stats. I want you to give me the amount of women in each company and the last time each one was booked, and give me an overall number summation of how many women have actually been booked coherently in a wrestling product to the strongest degree. Thank you.
That's a freaking homework assignment. Like, what are you doing to the guy?
He can handle it. He's the Stat Boy.
He can handle it. The man is focused on all things sports, but not. He's only one man. Damn it.
He gets help, I'm sure. Not everybody has to do everything on their own. Then again, I do this stuff on my own. You all just friggin' tag team. Anyway, Attila also agrees with Impact. Again, Impact Wrestling, the leader of booking women's wrestling to the highest degree respectfully. Thank you, Gail Kim and Scott D'Amore. And at this point, Anthony Corelli, because he's still the director of authority. But I digress. Either way, I feel the result is simple. It's just a matter of what manipulation is going to happen here, what fallout's going to happen here. Will one of these two, have a miscommunication on their team? Like, what ego combusts first? And where the hell is Rosemary? Anyway, that's a whole different plot. All right, let's go ahead and move.
Rosemary died.
No, she didn't. She
Very
went
bad.
into the
Cool.
undead realm and somehow Courtney Rush came out. What? To quote Jeffrey Durbin, that's a tall order.
Yeah.
Attila, come on. You're supposed to be backing me up here. He could handle it. Anyway, he gave all great stats about Bray Wyatt.
It's a very tall order.
You all are lightweights. Anyway, speaking of lightweights, this is definitely not a lightweight bout, but this definitely is something. I'll go ahead and spear this one off somewhere in the GW pin. As the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Sonata goes one-on-one against what's his name? Something. Literally, Jake Something. In the first time ever one-on-one encounter. I know, James. I saw you laughing. Again, Jake Something. That's his name. And Jake Something is definitely something. I feel like we're going to be saying that word a lot here. So, for those that don't know, IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Sonata will, of course, be defending his title against Evil during the Destruction Tour on his way to Wrestle Kingdom 18 that I cannot wait to call. Going one-on-one against currently the winner of this year's G1, Tetsuya Naito. But that being said, that's way down the line. Jake Something came back to Impact Wrestling at Slammiversary in the Ultimate X match and has been a force to be reckoned with, including taking on the likes of Kevin Knight, where he grounded him out of the air and into the mat. And of course, Jake Something was previously involved in Emergence. I think that was actually a Tuesday throwback show on the Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel one time. They actually showed the match where Jake Something came this close to being Josh Alexander for the X Division Championship at Emergence and got Josh Alexander's respect. That being said, there's no title here, but Jake Something, I feel, is out to prove something. But how do you bet against the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion that's already been involved in AEW and beat Jungle Boy Jack Perry? There's a reason he's IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He's no longer the great Sonata. He is the guy of just 5 guys. I wonder if Doki's going to be in his corner. Either way, I think I got Sonata winning this exhibition, further proving how well Impact and NJPW have mended bridges. Sonata for the win. See you next time. Does anybody have a counter argument or want to add anything else to this match?
Nope, not a single one.
I'll add something.
Go ahead.
I just can't believe a wrestler's name is Jake Something.
Thank you.
That is pretty.
Wait,
cool.
no, hold on. Time out. You
What?
can't believe in the name Jake Something, but you can believe in the name Big Bill.
I think both names suck. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not great names.
but overall, this is Sonata's first Impact appearance in over 8 long years.
Correct.
That's like in 2015.
The Revolution underneath James Storm and former X-Division champion. That is absolutely correct.
And
I know. Feel
personally,
old.
and personally, what I saw with Sonata against Jack Perry at Forbidden Door, I was impressed by Sonata's work. And personally, I enjoy Sonata, and I'm going with Sonata for the win tomorrow.
One thing's for sure, he's not gonna, I think, treat Jake Something as a pushover like Jungle Boy Jack Perry was most of that match caught up Forbidden Door. Jake Something is a force to be reckoned with. Sonata, he's gonna have to overcome the power of this man and the X-Division agility of him too. Jake Something's a hybrid. That's why he is something. Sonata may not know him, but I think he's gonna know his name once this match is over. It's gonna be a workout to say the least. Especially because we know Sonata probably not going in here 100% based on the damage of his arm during the G1 climax. As Tatilla even alluded to, this is a huge match for Jake Something. He's definitely losing, but he will look great in defeat. Simply put, he's going to show Sonata something. And by the way, it is not unanimous. I think one person's drunk. 14 out of 15 picked Sonata. One person picked Jake Something. So there you go. I love the
they're drunk. Guy named Jake Something, IWGP World Champion. Sure. I know it's not for the belt.
It's not even for the title. It's an exhibition.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and move on. And Chris, we're back to you now. You'll go ahead and spearhead this. And, well, there's one thing we know about Impact Wrestling. They sure love multi-person matches. Am I right? Take a look at this field, folks, because you wonder, will this have Bound for Glory implications in some ways? You tell me. As Time Machine and the Walking Weapon returned Josh Alexander. I'm of course talking about Alex Shelley, Kushida, and Chris Sabin. Hell, Sabin. With Josh Alexander take on the team of Bully Ray, Moose, Brian Myers, and Leo Rush, the current X Division champion. Clearly, Chris Sabin wants to make his way back to the X Division gold that Leo Rush stole in record time at Slammiversary after beating Samurai Del Sol in his Impact debut. Great match. Josh Alexander, the Morgan Heartbeat, the standard, the Iron Man Impact Wrestling. Clearly, he wants the Impact World Championship back, but Bully Ray will stop at nothing to make sure he will claim the championship right first. And Kushida is the winner of Ultimate X and is the next challenger for Leo Rush's X Division Championship. Brian Myers just fell short against Alex Shelley this past Thursday in Impact Wrestling for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. And Moose is here because, well, he hates Scott D'Amore, and basically he's going to make sure everyone knows that he is a wrestling god and is the quote-unquote self-professed greatest Impact World Champion of all time. There's one other factor, though, we got to consider here. Will PCO show up, and is he still haunting Bully Ray? And could that be the X factor, quote unquote? That being said, Chris, your thoughts on this 8-man tag? Which side are you going with?
Personally, this 8-man tag is going to be interesting, but I am shocked that Josh Alexander returned early than expected. I thought he was going to be out until early 2024, and that's how I was booking things in Impact Wrestling, that he was going to return early 2024, go face whoever is the Impact World Championship, and now they proved me wrong. So now I got to rethink my booking strategies again.
And
but
again, this time last year, Josh Alexander was facing Alex Shelley one-on-one. Alex Shelley in pursuit, first time ever of the Impact World Championship, came up short. This year, Alex Shelley is the Impact World Champion, but he's not defending it, but he's on the same side as the very person that previously was the holder of it that never lost it.
And I have a gut feeling this is going to be a good match. I'm actually going with Time Machine and Josh Alexander for the win. Expect the babyface team to win clean. I do see some sort of an angle with PCO and Bully Ray. And I know their next Impact special is Victory Road, and we got Bound for Glory. I do expect maybe Victory Road or Bound for Glory. We're going to get PCO versus Bully Ray.
Yeah, I can see that. Because Bully Ray lit the man on fire, and he's still haunting him to this day. He's got to find some way to remove him from his life, or he's never going to be even close to being Impact World Champion.
Many men have tried, and many men have failed. Ask Eddie Edwards.
Right? She's a piece. James, you got anything to add regarding this 8-man tag? What else do you think could come out of this? I mean, the weird thing here, Leo Rush chose to coexist with Bully Ray, Moose, and Brian Myers, because Bully Ray simply said, "You're either against us or you're with us. Think about it." And Leo with these guys is a little bit odd.
Yeah, Leo's turning. Leo's turning against them. I don't think he's gonna turn face out of it, but he ain't. You don't tell if Tony Khan knows anything, you don't tell Leo Rush what to do, for better or worse. So yeah, no, I think they're gonna stick with that. He's the problem child. That's what they call him for a reason, right?
Well, bad child, but yes.
Bad child, problem, same thing. Fucking, I don't know. Sorry, he's he's not taking that line down. I like the fact that they are like, and this is what I appreciate about Impact. Flaws, good things about the personality. Like, I love how they just embrace who the people are and then kind of embed that into the story. I do appreciate that. So I'm hoping that Leo, in this case, is in the right and just says, "I'll do what I want. Fuck you, bully. I hate your guts." So, yeah, he might turn on them, and that's why they lose. So there you go. That's the only thing I can really add.
Yeah, fair enough. Again, you're talking about Bully Ray versus PCO. When are we going to get Kushida versus Leo Rush? Because Kushida is the next guy to challenge for the X Division Championship because he won Ultimate X, and Chris Sabin, the former X Division champion. You know he wants the contractually obligated rematch. Will that be turned to a triple threat, similar to what happened with the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship to come at NJPW? I guess we'll have to wait and see. When will
That'll be a
Josh
hell of a
Alexander?
match. That'll be a hell of a match.
When will Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley come ahead again? Could that be Bound for Glory's main event? I think that'd be perfectly right.
I will say you should totally do that for Bound for Glory. I like the idea that you have a former WWE Cruiserweight champion versus a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight champion versus a former X Division champion. That's cool. Do it. Do it.
And we got to see what Scott D'Amore, who's once again back in his president role at Impact Wrestling, no longer in competitor. We got to see what Scott D'Amore has planned, along with, I'm still going to say Santino Marella because damn it, that's his name. And of course,
Director of Authority.
The Director of Authority, which will be a piece of Monsters Ball match. Okay, I like that idea right there. Click Doomsday. Shout out to Joseph Park, aka Abyss, also an Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer. Either way, yeah, I think it's safe to say more people are going with the good guys here because the good guys got mutual respect. It is a united front. And you look at the good guys' side, you got 1, 2, 3 championship matches that are waiting to happen, including 2 of the very men on the team itself. I'm just saying. All right, let's see what the 8-man tag poll here says. We got 13-2. 13 people are going with Time Machine and Josh Alexander versus 2 people for Bully Ray and company. So good stuff all around. Everybody is in the majority. And Daniel even echoing my sentiments. He believes that this will be our main event at Bound for Glory. The match will be Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley or even Victory Road. I don't know. Victory Road might be too soon. But I do have to point out something that I think that Attila mentioned earlier. We do got to consider the other former Impact World Champion. And why he did get a rematch at Down Under, can you really count that? Because it was more of a house show touring thing. Steve Macklin. Steve Macklin's run was pretty much over before it begun. And even you, James, are kind of a little shocked by that. So you just reacted like that. Do you think Steve Macklin, can get back in title contention? Maybe he could call his shot.
Yeah. Good point.
That's a thought. I know how much you endorse Steve Macklin. Give him the win. Give him the belt. I know you want Steve Macklin versus Josh Alexander.
He did get the belt. I do want to see Macklin versus Josh, though. So, it's tough.
Okay.
I mean, you could do next year's Slammiversary.
Yeah, I suppose. Honestly, 2024 is going to shake up the entire wrestling industry because everybody's going to be like, do I go here? Do I go here? Or do I go here? Because right now you got Impact, AEW, and WWE.
I don't know, man. You got MLW too. You got New Japan. You got AAA. Well,
I'm just talking about the 3 biggest juggernauts. Because let's be honest here, Impact Wrestling has really grown a long way. AEW right now is about to be going to the biggest event in wrestling history. Damn it! But I digress. And WWE's WWE. So
nice.
I'm just saying that's what they are.
You're right.
I don't think this 8-man tag match is main eventing. Oh, Datilla, you know what I believe is going to be the main event. And James gets to spearhead this because we talk about 2024. We talk about changes. We talk about history. We talk about the leaders of women's wrestling. Damn it. But I digress. Now you got the richest prize in women's wrestling. Damn it. On the Western Front, in my opinion, but I digress. And with that being said, there's been enough talk. It is time for what I believe, and there's a reason they're on the freaking thumbnail of YouTube. It's time for the main event. And James, you get to spearhead this. And it is round 2. And very, 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 very rarely does people beat the Virtuosa twice, let alone in a row. So is somebody about to lose their glow? The Knockouts World Championship is on the line as Trinity defends this time against the Virtuosa, Diana Purrazzo. There is respect. There is one-upsmanship. And again, this is the stage. Diana Purrazzo has also made history previously, being the only Iron Woman in Impact Wrestling history, beating Jordan Grace in a 30-minute match at Emergence, defending her Knockouts World Championship. So, James, will the Virtuosos become a 4-time Knockouts World Champion this year at Emergence, or does the Trinity get the best of Purrazzo once again, maybe even at her own game?
Simply put, Trinity, she's not losing the belt this soon after winning it. Now, if this was a multi-man match, I'd question it a little bit more, but it's not. So it's Trinity wins.
So you say Trinity's going to get it done this time. Do you think she gets it done again via submission, or does she surprise Virtuoso maybe with a different type of move, get the pin for her this time?
Yeah, pinfall. She won the submission victory last, so I think she'll get the W here.
Well, that's fair. It does make me wonder, though, again, with Deonna Purrazzo doing absolutely everything possible in the Impact Wrestling Knockouts division, it's almost one of those things where it's like, is Trinity now the one to spearhead the Knockouts division going forward? And where does that lead the Virtuosa? Again, she's been involved in everything. She's done everything. She is the main event. She is the standard of the Knockouts division, been that way since 2020. And with 2024 coming up and how much of a legacy Ring of Honor helped bring the Virtuosa into life, progression, evolution, I honestly do wonder. It's just one of those things that, again, I get it. Trinity, she has that star power, quote unquote. She has the name and she has the passion, clearly. But Trinity surprised the hell of us, submitting the Virtuosa for the first time ever at Slammiversary. I think Deonna Purrazzo is going to go in a different direction now that I think about it, because after what we saw in Multiverse 92, damn, that was a great fatal four-way. I want to see her versus Julia for the NWW Strong Women's Championship. If you can't give Mercedes Moné right now, who's injured, then Deonna Purrazzo should spearhead the NWW division for the women. I think Julia is an incredible athlete, but I think Julia should get back at the Stardom Mountain again. So I want to see Julia versus Deonna Purrazzo come out of this in some capacity. In order for that to happen, this is the first time in a long time I'm actually agreeing with you, for one thing, and going against the Virtuosa. I think Trinity will retain here too. Chris, what is your thoughts on this Knockouts World Championship match? Who do you got winning, and what does it mean for both going forward?
Well, who I have winning in this match is I'm going with Trinity for the win here. I'm picking Trinity to win, and what is going to come afterwards. She is at a Rev Pro show. Did I say that correctly? Rev
Yes.
Pro, yes. In Canada, the night before AEW All In and Subculture, they are actually there as well.
Right.
And also Will Ospreay is also there. And if you guys
Taking on
didn't-
Shingo Takagi, the crazy mother.
and if you guys didn't know, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it, but Chris Jericho attacked him today.
I knew it. I knew they were going to do that angle. I knew it. Anyway, continue.
But this is where I think you pull the trigger and you have her return at this event. I've been saying it on the panel videos. When she got hurt, I said, is she going to return at this event? I was wrong. This time, I'm not going to be wrong on this part, because at the end of this, if this is the main event and they're closing the show out with Trinity, Deonna Purrazzo,
As they should.
Trinity wins, and you have the returning Mickie James returns tomorrow night to challenge Trinity for the Impact Knockouts Women's Championship. Possibly, if they want to do that match, I think you do it at Bound for Glory at the pay-per-view event instead of a special event and just giving maybe a free showing. If you buy it on pay-per-view with Bound for Glory, it'll be the money match is right on the Raw. Trinity, Mickie James for the Impact Knockouts Women's Championship, and that will be a banger to see Mickie James and Trinity for the championship.
Well, to be fair, it wouldn't be the first time that Mickie James won the prize at Bound for Glory. It was Bound for Glory 2021 when Hardcore Country beat the Virtuosa for the Knockouts World Championship and had her run from there. And to be fair, she lost the title at some point too, but also she did relinquish it, and I thought she was done when she left the mic and the hat and the title in the ring as well. She said that Jordynne Grace, Deonna Purrazzo, this is your time. Jordynne Grace is nowhere to be found. I think she's literally gone from Impact Wrestling. And if Deonna Purrazzo is no longer involved in the top picture, maybe Mickie James could say, this is my time once again. And of course, Mickie James and Trinity have history going back to SmackDown 2016 when Mickie James was working alongside Alexa Bliss. So you definitely bring up something there as well. And this could be one of those things where they build it as mutual respect, come as a tag team, take on a pair of the knockouts, maybe they come in once again, try and, make a name at their expense, like Kylan King tried against Deonna Purrazzo, and Deonna proved why, again, she is the virtuosa, being as the Milo. So I don't think that's very far-fetched, because something tells me Mickie James is not done yet with Impact Wrestling. She has to come back at some point. It's not like she's a producer for WWE, so they can use all the help they can get for that women's division. So I like that take a lot. And Wesley was even talking about Trinity will win and Mickie James will return to challenge her. And Bound for Glory, you gotta have a big marquee match. Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley, Impact World Championship. Mickie James, Trinity, Knockouts World Championship. PCO Bully Ray, Monsters Ball. Chris Sabin, Leo Rush, X Division Championship, possibly. If they don't do Kushida versus Leo Rush at Victory Road, I could actually see them doing Kushida versus Leo Rush at Bound for Glory. And if they bring back Stardom, you could have Julia versus Deonna Purrazzo for the NWW Strong Women's Championship. So you literally might be booking the Bound for Glory card mostly to a degree right there. You even said ABC versus the Rascals for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. That just leaves the Knockouts for Tag Team Championships, but we can talk more about that later. So I like that far a lot, Chris. And at the end of the day, yes, I do think Trinity is here for the long haul too. And I don't think she's transitional. And Virtuosa, she's already had 3 great crowns. Go achieve another milestone in your history. Former Ring of Honor Women's Champion, former Triple A Randas Champion, 3-time Knockouts World Champion, Knockouts Tag Team Champion. Get the Strong Women's Championship against the best in the world in Stardom in Julia. I think that would be phenomenal. I absolutely agree. And a majority of people are also going with Trinity, 15 out of 16. There is one person that picked the Virtuosa. It was a private, it was Matthew Raywall. But that being said, good stuff, guys. And that pretty much sums up Emergence here as I look at the comments here quickly. And Dattila even says you do a tag match with Trinity and Mickie James on the same team at Victory Road. Okay, Dattila, but against who? Try and bring up the opponents. And let's go ahead and say here, I like that Mickie James challenged Trinity, but I would make it Mickie James' last match. Trinity will win over Mickie James. So that'd be Mickie James' true adios, if that's the case. And Wesley here, Noah, do you have anything to say about the Inspiration Iconics? Well, if they were still wrestling, yes, because they did come back at Bound for Glory to be part of the best women's tag division there was about wrestling and win the knockouts for tag team championships against the Decay. And honestly, I would love to see them involved here again, but they're doing their own thing. I will say it till the cows come home. Besides the Bellas, they're the only actual real women's tag team on the Western Front in this industry, not named the Renegade Twins. And they're the only ones that truly brought respect to the identity of women's tag team wrestling that WWE fucked up. But that I digress.
Yep.
As I look at my picture here, thank you, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, for the autograph. All right. Well, that being said, folks, we will go ahead and dismiss y'all here for Sleepy Predicting. Thank you once again for tuning in. That concludes tonight's festivities. And again, good luck to everybody. Again, you know what the form's going to be. Make them official. James and Chris, good luck to you. Good luck to everybody. Please enjoy it. If you haven't already, take a chance at Impact Wrestling and check out the Knockouts division. And Dattila, lucky, damn it, lucky. By the way, Harley Cameron, she's a hell of a singer. Nice. Record the entrance. Watch the torrents. All right. Well, before we conclude, again, James, you and I still have a lot of work ahead, too. So we got about an hour to kill. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up quick. And thank you, Dattila. And again, Dattila, you're always welcome to the Predicting. Just message me in advance. And this goes out to anybody that's a fan with a passion and a voice. If you want to be part of the Predicting, hit me up. It's as simple as that. Message me on the X. Leave a comment down below. And heck, even super chat at Castle 18 Studios. I'd love to get you a seat here as I look at Ring of Honor, NXT, not my NXT, but I digress. WWE, Impact Wrestling, NJPW, and of course, All Elite Wrestling. You never know what we might be doing here on City Predicting. So be a part of the fun. James, always a pleasure, man. Anything you want to plug, promote, where can people find you?
So you guys can find me on youtube.com/user/jhebertside95. That's my user right there. You can also follow me on Twitter at jhebertside95. Couple things. On my channel and also on the FTW main hub, which you can find at youtube.com/@FTW Productions Main. Watch party for Dynamite Go Home show for All In is up and available for viewing right now. It was a fun time. It was me, Kuzan Zero, Michael X, Walter from No DQ Review. It was a fun time, and Moonlight Mirage was there as well. Had a good time, had a fun time. We're going to be doing another one. We'll be recording our Collision Watch Party while on my channel as well. This man and another person will be calling AEW Collision. So you'll be getting double coverage of Collision on my channel and also on the at least a single coverage on the FTW main hub. We're gonna be moving, I think, the FTW watch parties over to the main hub. It was a huge success. A lot of people actually enjoyed what we did there. So I think that's where we're gonna be moving it to. We might have like one more month of like watch parties after that on my channel, and then we're just gonna move everything over there. So it was pretty successful. So yeah, go check it out. And yeah, that's really all I got for y'all. So there you go.
All right, well, James, see you soon enough on the Jay Heber side of things for Open Mic Night and Collision and everything to come with tomorrow too. Appreciate you, Chris. Again, always a pleasure. Good luck to you in all the predictions games and all the prediction links. Always appreciate your passion and your takes and your, of course, fandom here too. Anything you want to plug, promote, and where we'll find you.
Well, it's always been a pleasure coming on the Simply Predicting panel. Do you have the leaderboard for
Oh, that's right. Yes, I do have the front page of the Impactful Faithful and the top Impactful ones, and that does actually include you. Here is the front runners right now for the Impact League, led by Ashley, followed by Jossie, me. James, you're doing pretty well yourself, by the way, right now. My brother Paul is beating you, though. Kyle, Sienna, Dwayne, y'all are doing pretty well. And JJ, and among others. And again, this is the whole league because there's only so many things you can upload in StreamYard, folks. I'm just saying. But stay tuned for an updated league in its entirety for both the Impact and AEW League once this weekend. Who am I kidding? Once both these weekends conclude and I can breathe and catch up with things too. But that's the updated scores. I just haven't updated the graphic. But yes, there you are.
Well, thank you for that. It's always been a pleasure. And where you guys could find me at is Noah put my
yes, the mogul of social media. And I'm not talking about the mogul embassy. But here you go, Chris.
My where people can find me at is on my X account, CROTZ24. My Instagram, CMROTZ_6472. My Facebook is Christopher Rotz. My Discord, CROTZ2423. My Snapchat is C_Rotz17. My TikTok is Rotz_2423. It's always been a pleasure coming on the panel tonight. The next time you'll be seeing us is going to be WWE Payback this week coming up.
Lord help me.
And we got AEW All Out this coming Friday. And then we got Friday, September 8th. We got Impact Wrestling's Victory Road. And we got NXT No Mercy coming up this month.
Not my NXT!
In September. So there's no rest in us. I want to give a shout out to Jerry. Happy birthday once again, bud. I want to give another thing. Rest in peace to Terry Funk. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace to Bob Barker, who is the host of The Price is Right. That was my favorite game show of all time. Cass 18 Studio says, make sure you turn into Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media crew as they provide watch-along coverage of AEW Collision on the eve of the biggest event in wrestling history. And that is tomorrow's AEW All In. Good luck to everybody that is competing in the predictions leagues tomorrow for AEW and Impact Emergence. And always say yes to NoDQ.com. And before we hit the hay, can I do the final countdown for us?
Well, not copyright by Europe, but since James did last night, yeah, you can. Appreciate
Okay.
you, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you once again. And thank you, everybody, once again, for tuning in. If people want to know more about me, though, as always, or it's your first time engaging with me, know this, for I am but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it!
Buy the shirt.
But I don't market myself, but everyone else markets me for some reason. But I digress. Because my name is Noah Andrew Foster, here to encourage you to just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling too. So find me on the Instagram if you choose, the Peter, and on YouTube, and then Foster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out to the ATW family, of course, across the Peter and other social media platforms. Check out the latest episode of the ATW View with me, King, and Eric, where we talked about AEW All In and all other happenings lately in all professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Follow me on YouTube, of course, for updates for all the leagues and anything I might be doing live or on demand. Everything primarily be on the community tab. You even get simple assessments to let your opinion be known of how you feel about the shows that we cover here too and what has been lately happening in wrestling. Twitter is the main hub, though, for all the leaderboards, all the forums, all the updates, and anything that's the latest will always be pinned to my profile. I want to give a shout out to, of course, the ATW family's queen, who just told me recently she is going all in as well. So have fun there, Mega Chiba, aka Mara Jade. And please follow Mara Jade at her home promotion, Wood Green Wrestling. Follow Mara Jade on social media platforms where she continues to prove that Jade is worth more than gold. Proud of you, pal. Keep shining. Stay tuned for continued things and updates weekly for AEW Spark and all things Elite Wrestling, hosted round robin wise by James, Owen Zero, and me once in a while when I have time to. Datilla was in the chat. Datilla, appreciate you as always. Check out the latest video, the Jumping Jump Multiverse Mia at her YouTube channel. It's wrestling time for all sorts of Power Rangers and wrestling coverage and reviews as well. I'm pretty sure she's going to do a review on Impact Wrestling's Emergence. I'm looking forward to that. As you heard from Castle Studios, we're going to be busy, so follow the Renegade on all the social medias and become a member today and check out the exclusive member content. Again, he's done everything so far from Capital Punishment to covering the best era of NXT, the Black and Gold. And me and JJ recently got done calling this, I would say, gem that really was the evolution of somebody that became the future in one peach tight wearing Randy Orton, getting the big gold belt at the young age of 24 against Chris Benoit in, funny enough, Canada, where, of course, where Emergence is going to be as well. And then stay tuned, as he talked about earlier or a moment ago, as we will be covering AEW Collision because I'm broke. And it is the go-home final stop, and we will hear from the stars in London. So stay tuned for that Jeff Meacham Network live watch on event, where my voice will also be hosting that later on tonight, too, ahead of the weekly Saturday night shenanigans that are Open Mic Night. Here's a thumbnail to give you an idea of what we're talking about, including but not limited to Cash Wheeler, Terry Funk, Tammy, Bray Wyatt, Adam Cole, Edge, and, yep, the man himself, Tony Khan. So stay tuned for more on that tonight on Open Mic Night, the weekly Saturday night shenanigans, usually hosted by the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. Again, the brainchild My Simple YouTube channel you saw earlier is sitting predicting, and I'm crazy. I'm not laying anytime soon. We just got done covering Emergence. Here's what's coming up, and two of them are in the next week, too. Lord help me. WWE Payback, AEW All Alpha by Victory Road, NXT No Mercy, Fastlane, Bound for Glory, Full Gear, and Survivor Series. As long as Impact and Ring of Honor don't put anything else in between, nor NXT. Please. Just please. Too much wrestling. Damn it. But I digress. And of course, in conjunction with most of these, will be Jeopardy Network live watching events. I got to update this for Impact 1000. Of course, we got Collision tonight, followed by AEW All in London, which, again, if you don't know, it is the biggest event in wrestling history. Damn it. But I digress. Of course, followed by an Open Mic Night brunch hour, and then we're going to go straight into Impact Wrestling Emergence. And then this upcoming week, we, of course, have Payback and AEW All Out back-to-back next weekend, followed by Victory Road, Impact Wrestling 1000, I think is after that. Then NXT No Mercy and Fastlane. Good grief almighty. All the wrestling, all the professional wrestling, and sports entertainment. And, of course, in conjunction with some of these shows, you will also get with me, JJ, possibly James, a simple take. Post-show discussion, of course, our thoughts, our takeaways, overall grade of the biggest shows in professional wrestling, pay-per-views, and PLEs, too. Primarily with me and JJ. We'll see if others join the fun, too. As this continued week of content that I'm doing continues to unfold, we got Open Mic Night and Collision tonight, All in London Emergence tomorrow, Open Night Brunch, and then we'll breathe, maybe with a reprieve for Monday evening, too. Stay tuned. And that's all I got to say, and that's all I got to plug, and that's all I got to promote too. But as always, I like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters, just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life, and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in to another City Predicting here on the Slimbands brand in conjunction with WWE Multiverse Media and FTW Productions. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell as it goes live on demand on any of the channels. Hit the subscribe button. Help us keep growing our user communities. I assure you, as Chris alluded to, our passion, our creativity, our content is not leaving anytime soon as I approach my 5-year anniversary in YouTube content creation this coming October. Maybe I'll do something special for that. Maybe I'll rebrand or restyle the channel. Maybe I'll even open up to a live Q&A or just a live, look back at my channel. Who knows? Stay tuned for more on that too. On behalf of anybody that's a fan of Impact Wrestling, for the entire chat, thank you once again for Datilla, who stopped by too, for James Hebert, for Christopher Rods, for the Renegade JJ Williams. Daniel, appreciate you. Thank you all once again. Some quick comments real quick from those that put in the form. RIP Funker and Winham. Go EY. Should be a banger matches tomorrow. I got 2 titles changing hands on the show. TNA. It's not TNA. It's Impact Wrestling. And can't wait. I love that excitement. All right. Well, we'll see you all a little bit here soon on the Multiverse Media as I call and cover AEW Collision. And we might even talk about NWA 75 Night 1 post-show too. Of course, part of Open Mind Night Shenanigans as following Collision is the countdown. So again, there's no rest tonight because Saturday nights are all right for fighting and for professional wrestling. But until then, as always, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. For we are insane, but we are fans of Impact Wrestling and AEW. But Chris, you already said what you wanted to do, so go ahead, break it down, send us out here too.
Well, I don't have a ukulele on me anyway.
I need to clip that. James, you should have clipped that. Damn it.
So we are out in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hit the video.
Ting.